Hello, everyone. So today's topic is basically in relation to what is TradingView and how to use it for crypto analysis. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to show you what a TradingView is. It's very simple and straightforward, to be honest with you. Okay, let me try to sign out. I'm already signed in. Okay, so what you can do is that you can go and click on Get Started. Okay, this is one of the most important tools out there that you can use. There are other tools there as well, but this is the most popular one. And as they are very popular, everything has been built around it. Whether we are talking about indicators, whether we are talking about plugins, alerts, anything that you're looking for, most probably it would be built for TradingView. And I think it's better to use something that is popular because it has a huge community behind it rather than going for something that is not so popular. Okay, so what you can do is that click on sign in. And even if you have not signed up, you can click on sign up and you can use your Google and just go ahead with it. So I'll just click on this. Okay, I don't want to upgrade. I mean, not for the sake of today's video because we don't need it yet. First, what I would like you to do is practice what you see and try to make it as your regular activity for any crypto project. That will help you because first it will help you use computer, whether it's laptop, whether you are using multiple screens, whatever it is, it's going to help you get on your machine and put you in the habit of doing analysis while you are on a system rather than being on a phone. I'm a phone guy. I know we don't like to switch, but yeah. So as long as we don't need anything special, like premium comes with its own features, like you can do your own coloring, you can create your own custom lists. You can do multiple things with the premium that you cannot do with the free version. But we don't need that at this stage, okay? And it's pretty reasonable if you ask me, even if you go for the paid one, but not today. So we will click on supercharts, okay? And it took me directly to Bitcoin because I was looking at Bitcoin. So let me just delete what it is. There's not much there anyway. You can simply click and delete. Okay. Okay. So first of all, what you should do is that change the background of it. I don't like white color. Okay. It's all white, and it's not good for the eyes, and not a good setup, to be honest with you. If you want to do something in TradingView for a longer period of time, you want it to be in dark mode. You can see how beautiful it is. Okay, and let me put it in the candles. I will tell you how it was before. And what else? Yeah, you want your drawing panels here. I mean, you can make it disappear or appear, but I will be talking about these just three, four things here. You don't need much. There's so much information in this tool. It's like Microsoft Excel. It has all those features, but you don't need it at this stage. So what I would recommend you is to avoid getting into all the features that are out there. And by the way, if you hear howling, it's my cat. I don't know what he's upset about. So let's get started. So the first thing is that these are the time frames, okay? I'm going to discuss very basic things, and that's the whole point of this video, so you could get comfortable with it. Yeah, this is the problem with the free version. You always get to see ads. They're always popping up. So this is the time frame, that you overall time space that you see here. You see, if you make it 5 days, if you make it 1 month, the size of the chart will change. And you can do this with your mouse as well, right? You can zoom in, you can zoom out, or you can just click here. If you want to see what happened in 3 months, this is your 3 months, okay? Personally, I don't like to click on that. I like to keep it this way. And if you want to zoom in or zoom out on the candles, want to actually see the shape of the candles, this is how you do it. My cat is doing stuff in the background. It's making me nervous. Okay, now let's get closer. These are hourly candles. Now we can see the shape of the candles. Okay, now you can tell what what type of candles these are. While talking about candles, before I forget, one thing that I want you to do if you have not done already, and this is something I've already mentioned as well, but still I'm going to repeat and say that. Please read the book on candlesticks. It's called Trading Bible, Candlestick Trading Bible. Let me see if I can open PDF Drive here in Canada. Mm, nope, it's dead. Oh, sorry, wrong spellings. Sorry. pdfdrive.com. Okay, it still works there. So you can find a lot of books here. You don't want to pay. This is the way. If you can afford to pay, always pay. That's how you respect the authors. Candlestick Bible. I never looked up this book anywhere. I mean, it's thrown around on the internet. It's available for free everywhere. Even if you Google it, you can find it. You download this book. It's it's very basic book. Read this book. It's really good. You will understand a lot of things about the candles, and you need to know the candlesticks. So this is something that you cannot avoid. If you're going to do trading, you need to understand what candles mean and how each uh, what each of these candles represent. Okay, just a second. My cat is going bananas. Just a second. Ah, so sorry. It broke something. Anyway, let me see if there are comments or anything. Oh, I can't see comments here. I forgot that part. Let me turn it on mobile phone to see if there are things. That way, at least I can see if someone has made a comment or anything. Anyway, so talking about candles, you can learn that from the book. Different versions of it. I'll try to create a cheat sheet for you as well. Like, but if you read that book, you don't need that. Okay. So you can look at these candles at different time frames. Okay. So what that means is just a second. What it means is that each candle that you see here on the chart is a representation of this time. So this candle is a 15 minutes candle. All of these candles that you see, each of these candles are 15 minutes. If you click on 4 hours, then each of this candle will be 4 hours candle. And if you click on a day, then it will be a daily candle. So let's click on daily candle and let's try to zoom out. It's too much of a zoom in. Okay. Yeah, now we can still see the candles. Yeah, and we can see our, okay, as much as I remember, this one is called Dragonfly, this candle, even though it looks like a hammer at daily. No, no, okay, yeah, now it looks like a dragonfly, it's not a hammer. Okay, so when this appears in a downtrend, okay, let me Google it actually. Uh, this is dragonfly candle. Let me look at the image. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, here they are. Yeah, there you go. Dragonfly doji. So this is the candle that we are looking at. Let me click if we could see this picture. Anyway, so when it's playing this stuff, you don't need that. But when it appears in a downtrend, it's a signal of a reversal, and this is considered to be a strong signal. And the bigger the time frame, the stronger the signal is. So this is one day. Let's go to 1 week, and let me just change this. So you can see this is your weekly here. You can see it appears at this place, and then you see it appearing in other places as well. Anyway, we are not learning candlesticks here today. For that, you can read that book. What we are doing here is trying to understand how to use TradingView for our benefit. Let's change to 2 hours. By the way, this favorite thing, if you click on it, it will be added here. If you don't want to see something, you can just click and it's removed. If you click, it's added there. So you can create your own as well. You can go and you can type 19 minutes. If for some reason you want to see a 19 minutes candle, you can add that as well. That's pretty much it. Now let me change the time frame back to 2 hours maybe. Okay. My God. Okay. So now let's look at these patterns. Okay, so there's a better way of seeing these charts. Like if you want to see a trend and you don't completely see the trend in a very good manner because of the fact that there are green candles appearing here and there. And what is happening is that every time you see a big green candle appearing in the pattern, it's making you think that, okay, this is a reversal. Like, for example, you see this candle here. So when it appears, when it dropped here and this green candle appeared, and even though it looks like bearish, sorry, it looks like a bullish engulfing, but I mean, you need to look at the overall scenario, but it's a bullish engulfing situation going on here. If you read the candles, then you would think that maybe things are going to reverse, which is not the case scenario. Clearly, we can see that. So for such kind of things, what you should do is that you can change these candles to something called Heiken Ashi. What Heiken Ashi does is that it makes trend a bit more clear. Okay, and you can see that now the green candles that were kind of misleading for our decision making, they have turned red, and you don't see so much green now. And what happens is that it makes it easier for you to make a decision whether it is a trend reversal or not. I mean, visually it helps a lot. Like if you see here, it's all green, right? If you look at here, it's all red. So it helps. It helps visually for you to understand how the trend is going on overall. But if you are using these candles are very good for when you're looking at candles from the perspective of candles. You are looking for doji, dragonfly. I mean, whatever candles you're looking for some kind of signal to add to your overall analysis. So, for example, you're using an indicator, you're using some analysis, and then you are looking also for a confirmation in form of candles as well. So you have multiple level of confirmation for whatever you're looking. For example, you might be looking for a selling point, you might be looking for an entry point, you might be looking for continuation of trend, a trend reversal. It can be anything. So for that kind of thing, you want to look at the candle for that perspective, you will click on this one. But if you want to see overall, you don't want to be misled by the green, that big green appearing in the chart. you should use these Heikin-Ashi candles rather than these normal candles, because normal candles don't give you a very clear perspective on the trend, because you see a lot of greens appearing here and there, and they can be misleading. Misleading in a sense that humans are generally emotional, and even though when you're doing your analysis at a smaller time frame, if you go to 5 minutes, 15 minutes, things can look very different. So if you want to just get a better perspective, you can change this to these ones. Anyway, let me check if there are comments or anything. I mean, the timing for this video is awful. It's pretty much when no one is available. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I see a request. He wants me to analyze ARP. This is not an analysis video. I'm just trying to show TradingView for those who don't know how to use it. I mean, it's a very basic 101 video, but I cannot avoid it because I have to cover everything, because we will be using this throughout our sessions moving forward. Okay, so here we have your watch list. So you want to avoid searching for coins all the time by clicking here and looking for your pairs. You have selected crypto. I assume we will be doing only crypto. So that's where you will be searching for your pairs. Okay, always go for USDT, because this is a pair that is majorly available everywhere. And when it comes to leverage trading, it has better options available. This is something I also didn't know, that when you are doing leverage trading using BUSD, the availability of how much leverage you can use, the availability of terms, how much margin you can use, all that stuff will be different. If you don't know what is leverage percentage or margin, Google it up. I wouldn't get into those details, or you will see it in the future videos anyway. But when you're doing USDT, it's very different. One good example, I think, if I recall correctly, I think Solana, when I was doing it with BUSD, it was allowing me only to use a margin of $250. And of course, I wanted to use $10,000, $20,000, and it was not allowing me to do that. But when I switched to USDT, it did allow me. But I didn't know that. I realized that thing very later on. So USDT is not my favorite pair, to be very frank. I never suggest people keep their funds in USDT, but sadly, there is no other way around it. So you need to stick to USDT. If you are doing leverage trading, if you are doing spot, you can stick to BUSD. Pretty much every crypto is available in BUSD pair as well. And of course, we are talking about Binance here. I use Binance, so we are talking about Binance here. Okay, so you can do your searches there, and the easier way would be to add any symbol here, just to add it to your watch list. And then whenever you want to analyze any project, you can just click on it and start going through it instead of going there again and again and again. If you become a paid member, you can create more lists, but right now they don't allow you, and you don't need it. It's for people who are more professional. So what they do is that they create different levels of lists. So they would have their FOMO list, they would have their gaming project list, they would have shitcoins list, they would have their serious projects list. So they would create different forms of lists, different types of lists that they think are good for them, and those are the projects that they want to look at and utilize. Apart from list, what you have here is another feature, which is alert. So you can set up your own alerts. Okay, you can set different things here. This is self-explanatory. I don't need to explain this. It's better for you to test this and utilize. So you can tell them that what should happen to this coin. So we are talking about Bitcoin here, and at what price. So we're talking about crossing that. For example, if you say if it crosses $30,000, it is 300,000. Okay, yeah, $30,000. You want it to trigger, and it will notify you. You can set up different forms of notifications. It can be one time, it can be every time. All of this stuff will come in handy when we will get into analysis. when we are analyzing projects, we would like to set alerts. For example, there would be a time when we would say that if Bitcoin crossed this price, then that is a signal of a trend reversal. So we are doing our daily work. We cannot sit in front of charts all the time. So what you do is that you set an alert. It comes to your mobile phone and you get to know about it instantly that what you were looking for has happened. So that you receive a signal. And what you do is that then you get on to the system and then you analyze that whether trend has actually reversed, whether what you wanted to do is actually now available in the charts, and then you analyze and then you decide whether you want to make an entry or whether you wanted to sell or whatever it was you had set up your alert for, it will notify you. Apart from that, there are other features as well. I don't recommend you to use them as of now. Calendar is a very good feature, and they have what do you call it? They have a notification system for events as well. So I would recommend you to go around and check everything that they have available um, in TradingView because they give you so many options to track everything. For example, like right now it's 30th of April, so we have FOMC I think on 2nd and 3rd. So you want to be notified for FOMC, or you don't know about it, so you go to their events. It will let you know what economic or other important events that you should be aware of. It will let you know that they are happening. So TradingView gives you that option as well. Let's not talk about replay here. Okay, these are the indicators. It's going to be in our future videos. We'll be discussing actually about a paid indicator video, but it is not for now. You don't need that. We spoke about that. Okay, yeah, let's use these lines. Okay, so for example, you uh, you want to find out what percentage of profit you are going to make on something, right? So what you do is that you take a ruler. So you want to find out that if you buy here and it goes there, I mean, we are assuming based on our analysis that if we are buying here and it goes up here, how much profit we are going to make, or let's say you want to sell here, not there. Okay, so it will tell you it's 7%. Okay, it tells you about the time frame and all that, but you really don't want that. This stuff is not accurate. I mean, of course, when you're looking back, it is accurate, but what you really care about is this. So this is helpful when you're using leverage trading because you are trying to take a trade. Okay, so for example, you're buying here, right? And you want it to go as low as this. Okay, and this is 1%, you can see. So you're saying that if it goes as low as this, which is one low that you see here, and you say that if it hits that, this is your stop loss. This is where your trade will stop, okay? But if it goes in your favor, we have already seen that it's 7%. So the risk to reward ratio is 1 to 7. The risk that you're taking is 1%, and the reward that you will get would be 7%. And this is how you do trading. I mean, you should always receive way more profit compared to the amount of risk you are taking. But if you're taking a risk that is 10% and the reward you're getting is 5%, then that's not the trade that you should take. Even if it is equal, even if it's same, it's a 1 to 1, you should still not go for it. Don't take trades where your risk to reward ratio is massively different. It should be at least 3 to 4 times when you're going for it. Generally, when we are looking into swings, it's 20, 25 times the risk we are taking. And the reason for it is very simple. You can take 10 trades, lose 7, and win in 3, and you would be still way more profitable than covering up for all those losses as well, because one trade can cover all those 7 losses altogether. Anyway, so this is how you look at the percentages, okay? And of course, you would know how to analyze the chart and everything before taking this ruler out. Let me see if there is anything else happening. I'm not looking at YouTube comments. Okay. Okay, this is a ruler. Okay, this is for analyzing your trends. Okay, so for example, you have moved forward in your trading analysis. Sorry, and you are really hardcore now. You understand how things are. So by then you would be, drawing lines. You would be seeing how each trend is working out, and you would like to know that if it breaks this particular line from where it was always jumping upwards, you would say that, okay, now the trend is reversing. I mean, this is not any kind of analysis I'm doing right now. I'm just showing you how it works. You can select the thickness of it, you can select the color for it, whatever suits you. This is one thing, okay? And if you want to do, like you want to identify that something is moving in a project, or like, for example, Bitcoin is moving in ranges, right? It's consolidating, which means it's neither going up, it's neither going down, okay? It's not going down, it's not going up, it's doing this, okay? So we call it consolidating, okay? So if it's consolidating, you would like to know what is the consolidation space that we are talking about here. So this is basically the range that you can set. And this is just based on the history that you're looking at, that, okay, this is going as high as this and it's going as low as this. So you kind of say that, okay, it's consolidating between these prices, okay, which is around $29,000 to $30,000. It's $1,000 range. And of course, the time frame is very small. It's April 23, sorry, it's 27. 23 was a year. Okay, and this is 30th of April, which is today. So this is basically your 3 days time frame. And you can see that in previous 3 days, it has only gone up and down in $1,000 range from 29 to 30. So this cube, this rectangle can help you with that. It's not for analyzing anything. Of course, you need to know analysis first, then you would be able to utilize these tools. It's just to get a hold of these basic features that you go and you analyze these projects on your own. When I'll educate you how to do it, then you would get familiarized with it. It has so many options available there. You can do so many settings if you want to. You can change the colors of these candles. You can change everything you want, but that is not for you to start with. Start simple. Just go and change this to dark mode. Okay, you want your drawing panel out, and that's it. That's pretty much it. And if you learn how to do your support and resistance lines, and you want to draw, I mean, these are not support and resistance lines. I'm just, again, giving you an example. You want to draw them, you use these things, and it can really help you. Brush is basically to help you identify if there is some kind of pattern that you are seeing. Okay, let me delete some just to give you an example. So for example, you decide and say that, okay, this is a cup and handle pattern that you're seeing right now. Okay, so what you would do is that basically you need to draw your cup, right? So this is your cup. Okay, and this is your handle. And then you say that, okay, this is the area that it needs to break, which means that if this pattern is actually the cup and handle pattern and it is going to happen, then it needs to break out, which means it should go up, right? So let's change the color and let's draw another one, and let's have a different color for it. Let's give it a red color. So we say that if it breaks above this, okay, we were analyzing the cup and handle pattern here. We saw cup and handle, and we said that if it's going to break out from here, then it's going to go up. How much it will go up? Again, you will take this ruler, and based on, and this is not the stuff that I'm going to teach you. This is not the kind of trading analysis I will be teaching you. I'm just giving you an example, okay? What you do is that you would take this size, and you can actually do it from down to make it green. Sorry. So for example, this is the bottom of it, okay? Where the hell did it go? And it goes up till here. So this is 10%, okay? So now you know it's 10%. So based on the cup and handle pattern rules, if it breaks out, it should go as much high as 10%. So you would be looking at, let me try to do a 10% here. So we would be looking at, sorry, uh, let's start from here. Okay. Okay, there you go, almost 10%. So this is your 10% here. So we want Bitcoin at $33,000 almost. So if it breaks this and it goes 10% up from here, we are looking at $33,000 price point, which does make sense that if it breaks $32,000, then of course it can go to 33, because $32,000 is actually the only big resistance that is left for Bitcoin to break, based on today's date and everything, because it was a support for a very long time and it broke. Now it is the biggest resistance out there. Anyhow, now you know how you can use these basic tools, starting out how people use them, and you can change these settings to get a different meaning out of it. So for example, if you change it to 4 hour, okay, and you look at the chart, then this cup and handle is a bit more clean compared to what it was before, right? Because this handle was not so clean. But if you change it to 30 minutes, I don't know what the hell will happen. Okay, yeah, it's still cleaner, not so much. Yeah, you have this here. So this was the first handle that appeared. It didn't work out, and another one. Anyway, but at different time frames, you will see different kind of stories in one time frame. So for example, if you get into a very smaller time frame, this might look bullish, and you would think that, okay, it's rising because you're just looking at it from a very close distance. And even when we switch to this, it does show that it's all green, and it looks like it's going to just ride up. And it might be the case scenario here as well with a 5 minutes time frame. But what you need to know is that you really need to make sure that unless you're scalping, you should stay away from these time frames, because smaller time frames are good for those who get into scalps. But if you're doing swings, if you're doing serious stuff, you should really stay away from these. So this is how it is. Okay, so for example, you're sitting here and it's going like this, and we don't see the future anymore here. So as it's a 5 minutes chart, you would think that, okay, things are very bullish, it's going to go up from here and everything. But when we change the time frame to 4 hours, we can clearly see that that was not the case scenario. So your time frames really matter a lot as how things are. And you can analyze a project or any project or Bitcoin or altcoins or anything that you are interested in at different time intervals to decide how things are in reality, in short time span, in longer time span, and only then you can make a better decision. Of course, you really need three things. One is your analysis, which I'll be educating you. Your indicators, there's one indicator that you really need. It's a paid indicator. And the third thing is, of course, looking at candles. These are the basics. People tend to complicate things a lot. They use a lot of indicators. They draw a lot of lines. I personally don't like to do that. I like to start with a simple, clean chart, and then I like to make it dirty afterwards, but not too much. I like to keep it as simple as possible because the whole point is to keep things simple. And believe it or not, if you have a good risk management that we have taught in previous videos, and you are following trading as it has been taught, even with very bad TA or just using one indicator, if you are doing it perpetually, you would be in profit and you would be doing really well off, because it's all about consistency and maintaining your strategy. It's pure math. Like I told you, that if you are taking positions based on the fact that you are not taking more than 2% of your whole bag in one trade, not more than that, and then you're using a stop loss at 1 to 2% max, and then the profit that you expect is like 10%, 8%, 15%, and this is your story every time, and you have some basic TA, technical analysis behind it, not something fancy, okay? Some basic TA behind it, and you do this like 20 times, you will still come out as a winner. It's all about following your strategy, sticking to it, whatever it is, and not breaking it. And of course, doing all that stuff on TradingView. You don't need the paid version yet. Don't use it. Stick to it. It really helps because whatever you do in TradingView, it stays there. It helps in alerts. It helps in drawing your pictures here and coming back to it later on, and even building your confidence. For example, a lot of people like to draw some fancy stuff, like they say, I believe that Bitcoin is going to do this and then it's going to go like this, right? And then you leave it here, you go back and then you see what happened in future. Did it actually do this or did it not do this? So this is very basic stuff. Those who know, I'm sorry for that. I know a lot of people in my group, they're very, very educated on this, but I had to cover this because it's important. So let me look at comments. If you guys have any questions, I'll respond to that. If there are no questions, I think we are pretty much done with today. Okay. Okay, I think there are no questions, and I mean, it's just the timing. It's not the best time, I think. Let me see what time it is, because most of the people in my group are from India, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, and it's around 5 a.m. in most of those places, so they all are asleep. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. This is recorded on all the platforms where I was live, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to get back to you, and take care until our next session, which will be more advanced than this. So until then, take care. Bye.